the glory, all the honor belongs to you.
Hello viewers, it's my pleasure to welcome you to another exciting episode of Propel Your Dream Brokers. My name is Dr. Ayodele Edwards. Today we're going to be sharing something that is very practical that we face on a day-to-day basis. The title of today's teaching is How to Build a Healthy Relationship. How to build a healthy relationship. We realize that there's nothing we do today, whether in our workplace, whether in our schools, whether in our businesses, that will not see us relating with people. So it's very vital that whatever you do, whether in your marriage, whether you are dating someone, or you are building a courtship, or you are even in a school, you work in a bank, you work anywhere, there will be need to relate with people. And many persons today have lost out because they were not able to manage the relationship they have and have come their way. And that's why I want to talk about it today. So I'm going to talk about 6 things that can help you to build an effective and healthy relationship. The first thing to start off when you need to have a good relationship is to choose your friends wisely. Many people have this challenge of anybody who just comes, gives them access, anybody who just draws close to them, they just accept, and before you know it, you realize that you begin to learn the habits of those who are close to you. You know, I used to have a very close friend who is from the north. He speaks some certain words every time, and every time I have to talk also, I see myself repeating those same words like haba. Any small thing I say haba. Then I went to another place also where I saw a person who teaches, and before he says anything, he says wow, wow. So when I'm talking at home, I see myself saying wow. My friend, why are you always saying wow? I just did not know that it was unconscious because the person I was hanging around said that very frequently. So you need to be able to know the values you have confidence in. You need to be able to know what matters to you. You need to be able to know what you want to influence you. That is what will make you choose the kind of person you allow into your sphere of influence. In Proverbs chapter 13 verse 20, it says that he that walketh with the wise shall be wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. I want to let you know today that anybody you grant access to your life will either add to you or subtract from you. They will either make you or mar you. So it's not their responsibility to decide what happens to you. It is you that will either open the door or shut the door. I've seen people who came from very good homes, good upbringing, did very well in their academics and made progress in life. But the moment they allowed wrong people with wrong influence into their lives, they began to derail. And I want to say today, it's your responsibility to either open the gates of friendship or shut the gates of friendship to certain persons in your life. You know, in Proverbs 22 verse 24, it was saying, do not make friends with an angry man, because you will only naturally learn the way they act, the way they behave, the way they shout. It will just become a normal occurrence for you. So I want to say today, the first point to start when you want to build a good, healthy relationship is to choose your friends. And how do you choose your friends? You put on paper what are the values you want to. Somebody asked the question that when you die, what would you want to be remembered for? Those are the values you want to sustain. And you need to ensure that the people who have those values are the ones you will permit into your circumference of influence. For instance, if you are someone who believes in truth, who believes in speaking the truth, then you must surround yourself with people who have value for the truth. If you are someone who believes in chastity, who believes in fidelity, being faithful, you must hang around with people who have such same value. Or else, if you don't put a guard, you will find yourself allowing all manner of people who will come into your life and influence you negatively. The second thing that you need to know if you want to build a healthy relationship is that you must show yourself friendly. You see, there are many persons today who have had the opportunity of meeting people who will change their lives, but their attitude, some persons, will end up, snubbing people. Every time they go, they are never smiling. I will tell you this incident, though it will make you laugh. I remember stopping along the way, I was driving, and I saw a young man who was selling, let's say barbecue, what we call suya. And the way the gentleman greeted me, oh, hello, how are you? As soon as I left my car, I walked straight to him. I exchanged pleasantries with him. I bought my suya. And at the end of the day, when I was done, I said, at least let me just ask. I said, my friend, can you tell me where we met? He said, sorry, Oga, I've not met you before. I said, and you greeted me so well. So you can imagine the man's courtesy attracted me to him other than going to other persons. And I ended up spending so much money just for the courtesy he gave. You know, people will respond the way you respond to them. If you are always having a frowning face, if you're always having a tight face, nobody will want to respond to you. Just try it if you step out of the house. Just try by smiling. If somebody just going around, you just give a smile. You will just naturally realize that the person will just smile back to you. Have you observed that when you are driving or when you are walking and you wave to people, they will naturally wave back? But many a times, people reciprocate what they perceive in you. So you must learn how to talk. You must learn how to say hello. You must learn how to say, how are you doing? You must learn how to exchange pleasantries. A man who is not friendly cannot make friends. So if you are complaining today that people are not responding to you, are you the kind of person that when you close from work, you dash out home, you don't relate with anybody? When people are marking their birthdays, you don't care to call? You know what? I can tell you, you will have friends when you make friends. You will be shown love when you also show love. So I want to encourage you today. You need to look at your attitude. You need to look at your habit. Do you smile? Do you exchange pleasantries? Do you wish people well? Are you someone that people will enjoy their company? If you don't make your environment comfortable for people to hang around, you don't need to see someone and say, yes, what is it? Why are you calling me? Such attitudes will drive people away. Just a little, hello, how are you doing today? I tell you, we change people's perception about you. The third thing I want to talk about, if you want to see your relationship grow, is to speak the truth in love. In Proverbs 27 verse 6, the Bible says that the faithful are the wounds of a friend. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. But anybody who goes ahead to keep remembering or keep slandering people, keep speaking evil of what somebody has done before, I want to say this, you will never have friends. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. What does that mean? People will count on you when they know that you are not taking them for granted, when they know you are not telling them what they want to hear, but you are speaking the truth in love. I'm not saying you cannot correct people, but when you need to correct, you see, in marriage, that's one of the biggest challenges most persons have. Communication. A wife wants to tell the husband that there's no food. As soon as he's coming from the door from work, he just opens the door and says, honey, there's no food at home. We are all hungry. That man will not want to give you audience for the many parts of the day. You need to learn to make people comfortable. And when you need to speak the truth to them, you need to choose the mood. For instance, if you know your husband or your spouse or your friend is an ardent Manchester United supporter, and you have something to talk to him, and you just found out that Manchester United was beaten 5-0 by another club, that is not the right time to go and talk to him, because he will still be feeling the wounds of what has happened. Or someone just lost a friend and he had promised to assist you financially. That is not the right time to go. You need to select the right time to be able to relate with people. So when you need to speak to persons who have done wrong, who have made mistakes, you need to ensure that you need to speak with them with the right information, with the right atmosphere. You see, it's not all the things you know that you have to share. It's not all the things you know that you want to confront. You need to look for the right time to tell people the truth. For instance, maybe somebody realize that the person is not has body odor, and when the person is around, you don't go and say, look, you are smelling, I don't like you. You are just you have this smelling odor. You have just destroyed the person's ego. You can just ask us, what perfume do you use? I will get you one. There's this good one I have. You have only just communicated that, look, you need to smell well. All you need to do, just buy and say, look, I just bought this. The person will appreciate you rather than say, you didn't dress well. So this clothes is not just nice on you. This hair you are wearing, say, wow, this your hair is okay, but I think the last one was better. You have sent a point. So you need to know that when you need to speak the truth, you need to speak in love. Another attribute you need to have if you want to build an effective relationship is to learn to overlook faults. You see, the Bible says in Proverbs 17 verse 9, it says, he that covereth sins seeks love, but he that repeats an issue separates friends. I need to know that there is no one of us who don't make mistakes. But I still don't understand why Many a times when somebody make a mistake, you are the first person to condemn them. You are the first person to say, how can that person? You see, it's very common when somebody's in authority, maybe it's a politician or is a clergyman or it's somebody that's well known. The moment he makes mistake, everybody say, how can? But I want to say the truth. Don't you make mistakes. Don't you make mistakes. You know, when you judge people, he said, take away that which is in your eye first before you look at that which is in another person's eye. If you always condemn people, if you always judge people when they make mistakes, you know what you are doing? You are digging the same hole for yourself. They are digging the same hole for yourself. You are likely to fall into the same snare. I remember there was somebody who did something to me that I was not happy about. And I had to tell everybody around me that look at what, in fact, can you imagine what this person did to me? But you know what happened? In a few years' time, I found myself in that same situation. And it was just by God's mercy that I did not totally miss it. And I told myself, it was easy for you to judge some years back, but now see yourself in that same situation. So what are you supposed to do? When people make mistakes, learn to forgive. Forgivers will always have good relationships. I'm not saying when people do things repeatedly, you will throw that you will say I won't speak to them, or I will just keep overlooking their mistakes. No, what I'm saying is that when they do wrong and they apologize, you need to overlook it. But that does not necessarily mean that you need to continue with them. But what I'm trying to say is that don't hold grudge. Don't keep repeating things that happened before. Don't say in 1924 when you did this, in 1910 you begin to harass. I've seen when some married couples when they are exchanging issues, when they have some hot arguments, they begin to refer to things that happened in the day of the marriage. They begin to refer to things that when they were still courting. Such things don't build relationship. You need to be able to learn to forgive. In Galatians chapter 6 verse 1, he said, when your brother falls, be the first person to you that is more spiritual, restore them, lest you also fall into that snare. Be the first to restore people. You know what I do as a habit now? When I hear a news that, somebody made a mistake, I say, let's pray for that person. Let's encourage that person. Because tomorrow you may also find yourself in that situation. You need to be with people when they make mistakes. You need to show them the right way rather than shutting the door at them. Because when you keep looking at their faults, you can never have a relationship with such a person. The fifth thing I want to say is that one of the ways to build a relationship is to share with others. Look, God will always give you sufficient enough to be able to meet your needs and to at least help somebody just around you. I was told of a situation where someone was stranded and he was almost at a point, he was begging. It was a video I saw on YouTube. You know what happened? This man was in need, and a beggar who was begging saw that the man had some challenges. He brought some money out of and gave to the man and said, please. The man said, no, but you need it. He said, no, don't worry. Not knowing that the man was just testing, the man went back and brought some hundreds of dollars, and the man was shocked. He said, for you to have been willing to share the little you have shows that you are really valuable. I want to say this, one of the key strategies of keeping good relationship is when you want to share what you have. You see, there's love in sharing. When you want to eat a meal, you eat together. There's some of you have some clothes you are not using anymore, but you know that clothes you have in those shoes, those bangles, those wrappers, those shirts can actually add value to someone's life. So learn to share with others. And the last thing I want to say to build a good relationship is to appreciate people. Many of you, some of us who are married, it's not so easy to buy things for our wives. Because when you get to buy something for your wife and you get to her, she says, you would have told me first now. Why did you not consult me? I would have helped you. So these days what we do now, when we want to buy something for our wives, we'll put them in the vehicle and say, follow me, choose what you want. But do you know the truth? When people come around you and you make them enjoy your presence, you will always have a healthy relationship. You need to be able to appreciate someone who has done something for you. You need to appreciate your parents. Somebody was there for you in your difficult times. You need to learn to appreciate people. So appreciating people could be on their birthdays. It could be when they just got a promotion. It could be maybe they are graduating, sending a card, sending an SMS, just sending a word of encouragement and say, thank you for being there for me all this while. You see, we take for granted people who have around you until we lose them. But you don't need to wait to that point. When you have people around you, always ensure that you show appreciation. Appreciation can be when they are having events, you stand with them in that event. It can be when you have sufficient, you support them in their time of need. It can be when they are going through a grief situation, you are there to encourage them. Learn to show appreciation. So I want to tell you today that if some of these attributes I've just said today, that you need to choose your friend, you need to be able to speak the truth in love, you need to show yourself friendly, you need to overlook faults, you need to share with others, and above all, learn to appreciate others. These little bits can add value to your life. I want to thank you for listening today, and I hope that this broadcast becomes a blessing. I look forward to hearing from you same time. God bless you.